It started with an idea. Reprogram a mouse to do menial tasks on a computer. Easy enough if you know how, but it gave Professor Art Taylor another idea as well. What if you could reprogram a living mouse to perform menial tasks as well? Could you take that creature which was insignificant in so many ways, little more than a creature worthy of experimentation or eradication, and make it useful? Mice and other rodents don't necessarily respond to reward stimulus, however. Studies done at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology gave mice a test. Turn the wheel in the correct direction, and get a tasty treat. Turn the wheel in the other direction, you get nothing or receive punishment. No matter how hard you try or how much pain you inflict, the mouse will inevitably perform the incorrect action just to see what happens. The carrot and the stick do not always work, but if you could prevent the undesirable reaction. As with all creatures driven by science, humans have experimented on other creatures, especially with technology and substances thought to be harmful to humans. They're just rodents anyway. Pests. Why not remove them from the problem by making them part of the solution? Imagine the impact on society. No need for social credit scores or even laws. Everyone just does what they are expected to do without deviation. He conducted his research in secret to avoid those animal rights lunatics. Of course, he would anesthetize the animals before opening up their skulls to expose their prefrontal cortex. He couldn't have them dying of shock before the experiment could begin, but nothing was good enough for some people. Honestly, those hippies were fine with rodents running around and spreading disease, where he was actually giving them an opportunity to aid humanity, but they would still complain. The device was infinitesimally small. The mouse wouldn't even notice, as the program disabled the ability for the mouse to make his own decisions. For the tiny furball, it would just be another Tuesday, blissfully unaware that it no longer desired to scurry around on the kitchen floor looking for scraps. Instead, the mouse would sweep up the kitchen floor, maybe even mop it. Hell, he could even program the little shit to wax the linoleum and shit in the toilet. Maybe even cook dinner like in that one animated movie. Mumps and at least 4 dozen mice passed without success. Either the program would fail outright, or the mouse would learn to fight the program. It was frustrating work, but Professor Taylor just wrote it off as another way to not make a light bulb. He dedicated himself to the task, dead certain that with enough time he would eventually succeed. His professional life suffered, and his personal life was near death, but finally he prevailed. The mouse would do as instructed, 100% of the time. As a sort of joke, he taught the mouse to use a mouse first. Then he programmed it to do other things. At his demonstration, he programmed the mouse to cook scrambled eggs, kind of like that movie. He even went as far as to have it dress in its own little kitchen uniform. The animal rights hippies were enraged, as predicted, but several companies and even a few governments showed deep interest in the little device. As for the mice, well, he could always have them work on the production line. After all, he did want the mice to continue to be useful. It only took a few years, and society had become so much more peaceful. Laws were not broken, employees came in early or on time, people had become so much more reliable. It was at that point that the visitors made themselves known to humanity. We hadn't come close to achieving their technological level. In fact, we were still so far beneath them that we were considered rodents, worthy to experiment on and not much else. However, they showed interest in the device and how it made humans useful.